Welcome into the D-Event Center on the campus of Weber State University, the side of the 2023 5A State Championship Basketball Tournament. Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart, and Amy Dorier joining us on the broadcast today. Our coverage, I said this yesterday with David Evans, and nobody said the same too weird, got a lot prettier today. We're much luckier. Dane carries it all. Has had to carry it all week long. But Amy, so good to have you with us today. This is going to be an absolute blast.
So fun. This one, season opener for both of these squads, met each other early. Timpview rolled, we can put it that way.
Just a 47-point game.
Just a 47, without, however, University of Penn commit Tina Njike. So I think it's always kind of one of those, as a coach, you play them opening, and it's like, okay, let's see how much better we can get. Let's see them in the playoffs. I just want to know our progress as a squad. So Skyline, emotionally, I think we'll be ready.
And Dave, we've seen Skyline get better through the year. You know, in Timpview, we had opportunities. We thought we had some players that got injured, not going to play, or hasn't played this year. And but this Skyline team has gotten better throughout the year. We talk about Njike, but this team just in general has gotten better. As we'll get more into Timpview here in just a minute.
Yeah, and I think they play with a lot, or they come in with a lot of confidence, right? I mean, a 22 seed, I believe, had some nice upset. Or they're not. It's 21. I don't remember. It's a low seed in the tournament, whatever it is, and they come in having with some big wins. And for this Timpview group, I mean, you've got the Ballins, you've got Katie Hansen, you've got Brooke Iyer, you've got a lot of experience on the floor for Timpview, and we'll see, right? They love that long ball. We'll see if that inside game for Skyline works, or if the long ball travels up the road to the D-Event Center with Timpview.
And Amy, a little different situation. You got to see this last year, but when you move to these bigger venues, how different is it for your girls in adapting to the depth of field behind the rim? A little different than playing at Slick.
A little bit different. I think both Slick and here, the biggest kind of disadvantage is the multiple three-point lines.
Right.
And so it's the deep balls that you see more than kind of the depth perception.
As that shot did not go. And now the steal and the run out here for Timpview, and the T-Birds going to get the first bucket of the day. The steal and bucket go to Lena Ballin.
And that's exactly the kind of game Timpview wants to get into, right? Steals, fast break running.
And is it Ballin or is it Ballin like Wallin?
Ballin.
Okay, we're sticking with that's why Amy's here. She knows. As I kind of will guess, as that one did not drop there by Bear.
Listen, if your last name's Ballin, you play basketball.
You got to go by Ballin.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter if it was Ballin.
It's Ballin now.
Well, it's like your name's Dorier, but Dorius. You know, it just flowed a little easier.
Is it too early to tell you that you say my last name wrong?
Is it not Dore? Is it Doré?
It is Doré.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I can't get it wrong.
This is iteration 3.0.
Right.
3.0.
Well, whatever. I'm going back to Dorius. I like that way better. And there's a steal from Ballin. Ballin goes back the other way. Oh, nice little move. Couldn't get the shot to fall. Rebound, sent back out. Is on the angle here with Natalia. Couldn't get that one to go. And then, I mean, how about the activity there from Lena? She got the steal, missed the bucket, now with the offensive board.
The question is, can Skyline match defensive intensity that Timpview is going to bring?
As Edgington sends that one out to Ballin, can't get it. A rebound taken by Tina Njike.
When they were well aware of where Natalia Ballin was, left a lot of room up top. Timpview missed that long shot, but
with three from the corner, Lauren Johnson, no, and the rebound taken on the run here from Katie Hansen.
Are you surprised Skyline is settling for a lot of these three-point shots and not working it in more?
No, Tina just got pinched, kind of triple team down on, and that's typically kind of the flow of the Skyline game is they'll double down on Tina. She'll make her early reads, kick it out, and if it goes, it goes. You'll see her kind of take over if the score doesn't go the right way for her, but she'll give it up to that three-point line early.
Let's play test Dane's Pennsylvania knowledge.
Yeah.
What is the mascot of the University of Pennsylvania?
I was just thinking that. Now, in fairness, I wasn't around the area, but I do know Wharton.
You do? That's not the mascot. That's good. You have
No,
Wharton
I know.
Business College, yeah.
I know. Penn. Is it the Quakers?
The Quakers, that a boy.
Look at that. Look at that.
We call it Philadelphia, but locals call it University City. Just across the Schuylkill River. As they fit that one inside, and jump ball possession arrow is going to stay here. As inbound along the baseline. She will love University City. Best cheesesteaks on the west side, by the way. Abner's Cheesesteaks on 34th and Chestnut. 36th and Chestnut.
I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I sit and watch your guys' broadcast. I'm like, where do you store all of this?
And when you're shocked, when you come here, there's not very many notes over here. It said that along the baseline, goes out of bounds, and we'll stay here.
It's all right up here, Coach. Right up here.
I was there for 2 years.
I've been practicing my understanding your pop culture references that I absolutely don't, kind of phrases that I'm going to throw out.
You can throw them out, too.
You got a list?
It's mostly just,
Nolly, I did not realize the shot clock was running down, and it's a violation on Timpview. You did give me you gave me a challenge in the game I did with you a couple weeks ago.
That is true. That is true.
I hit the first one really quickly, and I was like, well, don't waste it so fast. I waited till early in the second half to get the second part.
I'm going to be honest again, didn't watch it.
I know you did. Through as the three goes, Abby Leonard knocks down the three, and how about a 5-2 start here for Skyline?
The three ball, the great equalizer for Skyline to stay in it. My prediction is they got to hit 7 or 8.
That many.
Three from Katie Hansen, a little strong, and the rebound taken by Skyline.
How many does Timpview have to hit?
5.
Okay.
Of course, this is a rematch of the 1990 4A state championship football game, won by Timpview.
It's got a lot of bearing on this quarterfinal matchup.
I have a family member.
Grudges are being held over that
who
one.
won that game?
Timpview won. Doug Henstrom. And Engelman, the older Engelman, there's a 3, and Leonard now with 2 threes. As I just got a little more angry for the Eagles. Talk about the Timpview success on the football field.
Abigail remembers that game. She's not going to let this one go the same.
She does remember. Yeah. Those couple threes early are big for Tina's game coming down the line, though.
Yeah.
No, I can't get that. Edgington couldn't tip it out. Here comes Skyline.
Because, Coach, when you talk about it, she kind of lets that outside shot start it off and then judges her game based off that. It's like, all right, you hit 2 of them back-to-back, and now all of a sudden you got to feel pretty good if you're Skyline.
Exactly. And Tina is highly skilled from that high post area. She has a great first rip, a great spin back, and you'll see that kind of start to develop here as she gets more one-on-one looks.
Send that ball to the corner. This is Groberg looking around the 3.
But even there, great job by Tina moving away from that space. The ball's coming that direction. So many times you see it kind of like get stuck there, but pops out, allows room for that drive to finish.
Ball leaves it for Hansen up top. Edgington back out Ballin. And a baseline pass taken away. Nice job of seeing that, Cammie Groberg.
Skyline defense settling in here too.
6'2's long. 6'2 alters.
Especially in the girls' game, right?
Especially in the girls' game.
I'll let you say especially. I say especially. It could be mean. As Ballin bring the ball up the floor.
So I'll just lead you into saying what I want to say, but can't say it.
That's a lead. I just asked. 3 from Wallen. Ballin knocks it down, and Natalia gets it going, and now 8-5. So they've got 1. They need to hit 4 more.
There we go.
That's all.
I'm not a betting man, but I do like to place a good line.
We don't discuss that anymore. We got in trouble once for making a joke after we clarified. Not on air. Quickly on the move. All nice hands. Leonard had 2 threes. Now it's a great steal.
I like the push by Timpview, though. That will open up.
Send that into Njike. Nolly going to pick up the foul. And it'll be free throws. Or probably not free throws. Put the ball on the baseline. Game 5 on the day. Bonus free throws don't carry from game to game. Just make sure everybody's understanding that. But coming in now for Skyline number 1.
Cross screen for Tina.
Okoro to trigger in. And it's going to be an open 3 for Leonard. Getting good, a clean pass there. As Bear looks inside. Okoro sends back out. Bear blocked away by Edgington.
Edgington also nearly 6'2", also long, also alters.
So Ballin, over to Ballin.
Jake Walleen, we know what you're doing.
It's killing me. It's like
the Timpview, I get you.
It was yesterday's Skyridge and Syracuse. Oh, that was my brain almost broke is Nalia again had possession when the shot clock went out. That was a great defense here from Skyline. With the shot clock now, I mean, defense becomes even more of a premium. Yes or no?
Sure.
I'm just asking because you can expound on that where I'm off on it. Because I feel like at 35 seconds, you play solid defense, keep the ball on the outside, such much more an advantage than it was previous years without a shot clock.
I think everybody's just adjusting to how long or how short 35 seconds is.
Okay.
So you'll see, I think, kind of the freshness of it, of everybody once it gets kind of that 15 of maybe making decisions that they don't realize how long 15 seconds is. And I think that's been the biggest kind of adjustment with the shot clock. Year one is people understanding tempo of it.
And I think tempo is kind of a big thing. I guess for me, asking about this in the girls' game and developing players, I think it'll help develop better players. You got to play quicker, right?
For sure, and everybody's one-on-one skill has to be better.
I couldn't be more excited about the shot clock. Year one, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs even?
Thumbs up. I think you don't really see it affect the normal flow of the game a ton. This week you do for sure.
Right.
Right? You see an 8-point lead in the fourth quarter, and years past, that is 4-minute-long possessions.
If you watch Fremont and Mountain Ridge at the end of last night, you see the difference in the shot clock.
How fun were those overtimes?
It was amazing.
Great.
6-point games, and we weren't pulling the ball out. We weren't playing free throw games. It was awesome.
That Mountain Ridge 6-point end of first overtime comeback?
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, you think $1:20 left, that one's done, and it was not.
In GK, as Preston the intern strikes again.
She's, yeah.
You know,
That's a tough matchup.
Preston's going to get sent back out on the camera.
That's a fun matchup. Brooke Iyer, Colorado Mesa commit. Going to go join Jameson Heaton and Lauren Deedy. My girl Lauren Deedy.
Lauren, hopefully Lauren was watching. Walker got a buzzer beater earlier this morning at the end of the quarter as there was a foul, and that's going to be the fifth. What do we got on there? Fourth team foul. That goes on Paulin. So Lauren Deedy had that the shot at the horn so famously a few years ago as we go inside of 10 seconds less in the first quarter. And the steal by Ballin. Natalia didn't realize what she was on the clock, and that's how the first quarter will end. At the end of one, it is Skyline 12, Timpview 5. You're watching the 2023 5A quarterfinals on KSLSports.com, your home, your online home for state championships. Start of the second quarter, Dusty Lidster, Dane Stewart. I'm going to mess it up already, Amy. And Coach Amy Dore.
Crushed it. Let's go.
You know, I'm going to take my my Joe Rogan pills here in a second. We're going to get back ready to go. But what do you think of that first quarter?
Not surprised. I think Timpview's pressure is pretty steady throughout. I think they're going to continue to get a lot of those tip outs, and I think this one will be competitive. It's can Timpview get some easy looks at the rim is yet to be determined.
A three will not go. Track down, send it inside to Leonard, and she's now got 8 points. She had 2 threes, and now that bucket. And a question, I guess, for me going forward, if your name is not Lone Peak, can you consider higher number of three-pointers in a quarter sustainable offense?
No, for sure not. Oh, unless you are Lena Ballin, I don't know.
Lena Ballin knocks that down, and the lead down to 6.
Well, here's my thing. Even on that last Skyline possession, it's the ball movement. Quick passes, skip passes.
Oh, backside.
I feel like they're moving the basketball really well here early on, and even though they've hit a couple of threes, they're getting good looks because of how quick that ball is jumping around.
And the three, Natalia Ballin, and the Ballin sisters are balling. 2 threes in the quarter, and a quick timeout here for Skyline. with 6:53 left in the half. Nice response here from Timpview.
Yeah, they're an established group. They've played a lot of basketball together. They're kind of what you say in the basketball world if they've grown old together. So they've seen momentum runs. They've each taken their turns of kind of combating that in their own way. And you show some mettle when you're a group of like mostly seniors, and that's what the Timpview group is. Like they're not going to just get down 7 and feel panicked about it.
And Dane, it's been a fun couple days here. We got 3 more games. We got Amy with us today. We got 3 more after this. As we'll hit 16 games by the end of today.
Yeah, I'm feeling good, voice. It doesn't even feel like it feels like I've done like 1 or 2. So, want to thank Diet Coke, the unofficial liquid drink of Dane Stewart here on KSL Sports Rewind.
How many milligrams are thrown back right now?
Milligrams?
Caffeine, yeah.
I don't measure that. It's a fountain drink.
Oh, so you keep track of that? Hold on, I got an app. I'll look and see what it tells me if I put in 8 32-ounce drinks. And
hey, look, I've drank water today.
Oh.
Yeah.
I drink Sprite Zero when I want water. It's clear.
And how many milligrams of potassium does that have?
a series of moves of Brooke Iyer with the bucket. It's a 1-point game. Yeah, water intake is down this week, at least the first Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll get it fixed tomorrow. As that one, loose ball picked up, Ballin to Ballin on the run now with Lena. Lena sends out to Katie Hansen. Hansen going to float it short, and the rebound taken by Okoro.
Does Skyline need to slow this down a little bit? I mean, you felt like Timpview's trying to speed this up.
Yeah, the traps are starting to become a little bit more effective. You're talking about that ball movement. Few possessions in a row, the traps, they can't quite throw that skip pass over the top. But, I mean, I don't know, that sped up possession worked.
That's what I've always wondered about the teams. Like, we don't want to don't speed them up or what have you. Is Ballin knocks down the 3. Natalia with a triple, and that's now 3 threes for the sisters combined.
I think it's 4.
Is it
Natalia had
3
one
in the
the
quarter?
First, 3 in the quarter.
4 in the game, 3 in the quarter. But it's kind of interesting to me, and I guess walk me through it, is if a team likes to play slow, if they get sped up to that, is it just not used to it, or is it the number of possessions? Maybe their numbers go down the more shots you force them to, or get them to take. Is that kind of the thought process behind that? Does that make sense, my question?
Yeah, there has to be a certain amount of defensive pressure for that to happen, and right now I think Timpview's doing a really good job at that really high early like that. I don't think that getting sped up is an issue if you're taking the same shot selection that you normally
Okay,
do.
not getting duped into taking deeper shots.
Yeah, so it's playing within kind of your wheelhouse of what your normal looks are, and that's where if they're going to force extra threes or they're going to force someone to put the ball on the ground, like those are where you can play fast as long as you're playing normal.
It's still looking for your stuff.
Exactly.
Send this ball in the corner. Skip over to Bear. And another look at 3, Cammie Groberg. She'll go into the eye of the storm and knock down the 3.
It feels like the All-Star game right now.
Yeah, I did not
A little bit
expect.
third quarter, just boom, boom, boom.
I did not expect Skyline to take this many threes and hit them.
So 20-16 lead Skyline.
Which, speaking of, we've got some old school All-Star gear being
Yes,
worn
we
here on the
do.
broadcast bench.
Much better gear than the last one we just saw. I guess maybe it's not vintage yet. It doesn't feel good as Nolly Yai knocks that down.
Purchased in 2023, but we'll call it vintage.
I know a Timpview alum that all he does is sell vintage clothing. It makes a pretty decent college living off of it.
Have you supported this local business?
I don't need the vintage clothes. I mean, those were my clothes. I gave them away for a reason. As Ballin comes on the run.
Good
Lena with the
take.
crossover and the finish.
Well, I don't know what was said at the quarter, but this looks like a different Timpview team, doesn't it?
The energy is different.
Yep.
And in a group of seniors, sophomore Lena Ballin, poised.
We've seen so many underclassmen. Some of my favorite parts of the state tournament is how many underclassmen step up in the state tournament. They could have done it in the playoffs, but it's a little different in the state tournament. And it's so much fun to see the sub-juniors. There's another 3 from Groberg.
Have they hit my 7 yet? Jeez.
They are close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So maybe it needs to be like 10.
Yeah, your numbers were really low.
Well, they're doing. I mean, here's the thing: is you're above the line of norm, right? And Timpview still hanging around where this really feels like Skyline has played well, or sorry, is leading a little bit more than 3.
Well, and I feel like Timpview's been a little more dependent on the 3 than Skyline. Am I
Correct.
crazy?
Well, they had those few turnovers early on that backside, help, and they've been a little less aggressive at the rim, particularly that baseline drive.
Lena quickly headed to Natalia. And the timeout going to be taken on the floor, a full timeout. We'll take it to 2:38 left in the half. Skyline leading Timpview. You're watching the 5A quarterfinals on KSL. So 2:38 left in the half. And Amy, we talked about it before. I mean, there was more threes being hit in this game. We thought Timpview would lead in threes. It's been impressive to see Skyline do it, but Timpview only down 3, although the 3-ball fallen for the Eagles.
I think both sides you'll start to see a few more inside touches. Like that set was run, get Brooke the ball, draw some attention there, and just kind of filter in the looks that we're getting a little bit.
So the foul to Groberg.
That's the first Skyline foul.
We welcome this. Only 5 combined team fouls in the first half. We support this message. There's the first free throw good for Kim Saili. It is Saili, right? She's not going to be like Saili.
You nailed it. Yep, crushed it.
As Saili knocks down both free throws, it's 23-22. See, Dane calls me the encyclopedia of Utah High School sports, but Amy is the encyclopedia of girls basketball from all the coaching. Multiple places, and AAU, and all the good work you do. And they all follow you on Instagram and post about you on Instagram. You got best friends all over the place.
I mean, you came here with a player you didn't even coach in high school, so you know.
Yeah, and one of my favorite stories, I hit Amy Dorier. See, and I got to get it right. And it's like, see, what friends tagged Amy today?
Listen, basketball is a family game. I don't know.
Nali gets that backside bucket, and now Timpview takes a 24-23 lead. Inside of a minute 40 left in the first half is spacing off there with Njike and Groberg. Turn it over. Ball on the run now, Natalia Ballin. Lena goes inside. Brooke Geyer sent that back out to Natalia Ballin. Inside of 25 seconds left on the shot clock as Naliai left that one short, and then Njike tracks down the loose ball. So down.
At what point do you start running more through Tina?
Now, for sure. And she's still being a little bit cautious of attacking herself. Even against a double, I kind of like just Tina go. Just go get free throws, go put pressure on defense. She made her reads early, and now I think it's time for her to assert herself a little bit. Same on the other side. I think Brooke, same token. Like, get a few touches, get out the basket, and let everybody else kind of settle down around the perimeter.
Oh, nice find. Groberg moving without the basketball. And then GK finds Groberg. 8 points in the quarter.
Yeah.
Or just let Tina play point guard, whatever.
Right, put her at a stretch point. Junction extended, and look opposite, right?
Did you know I throw out the word junction sometimes, and girls are like, huh?
Really?
Yeah, I think we're just elbow these days.
Just
I know. I know.
TIL today. Things I learned today. So you say elbow extended. Wow.
Yep. Free throw line extended.
You mean the
junction they don't love.
Yeah, it was a junction drill. Drop it in GK. Spin to the paint, give that one up, reverse, and the wide channel basketball treats her well as the bucket falls there for Lauren Johnson.
Kim Saili lost to contact, it looks like.
Trying to see if it's stuck on her jersey.
She has it in her hand, her left hand.
She's looking at the official, letting him know, 2 seconds. 1 second, Lena Ballin. And that will do it for the first half. We go to the locker rooms, and it's Skyline leading Timpview 27-24. We'll be back with the second half after this break. You're watching the 2023 5A quarterfinals on KSLSports.com. And it's time for the new favorite segment of the show, the Vince Francis Story Hour, making fun of Dusty and Dane. Let's go to Rewind Flashback.
And now it's time for a Rewind Flashback. Moments Dusty and Dane want to forget.
Watch this.
And that'll do it. Lundgren couldn't get it, and that'll do it. Bingham moving on to the semifinals to play Copper Hills. Dane, your final thoughts and a selection for the National Guard assistant performer.
Man, I tell you what, I mean, it looked like Bingham had this game in control. And I mean, Westlake.
That is broadcasting professionalism, like 300 level class right there.
Some things never change, eh?
I'm already crying.
Dusty got a bloody nose over that one. I didn't even hit him. It came.
I was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
All I know is watch this and that'll do it is probably
Now,
like the
in
new
fairness,
number one
What
phrase
time
in my
was it?
vernacular.
What time of the day was it, Dane?
It was our 16th game in 2 days. It's like 10:30. And we had some reference to watch this. I'm actually quite disappointed that wasn't
There's
in
a little
there,
context
'cause
there.
there was, but that's okay. But anyway, so we come back from a timeout, and I just watch this.
No, Vince only got the second one. Watch this. Watch this. It was repeated. And it just, for whatever reason, if you try to be really funny, you know how it goes. You're a little punch drunk. You think try to be funny, it's not as funny. But that not trying to be overly funny killed me. The fact I wrapped that game up was something else.
Must-see TV, must-see stream tonight, 9:10, Lehigh versus Spanish Fork. Tune in for round 199 of watch this and that'll do it.
That's a decent point. We gotta tighten some stuff up tonight, Dusty.
Dane is going to go for it. He tried earlier. He tried this
I did.
tempered glass
I
last
had a line
night.
yesterday, tempered glass. I thought I was going to get him.
I saw it, yeah.
And then he says, I was a little disappointed I didn't get you. And I was like, no, I got a face I'll make. There's a certain – I try to learn from watch this and the bloody nose incident.
You guys sat me up here high enough for nosebleed. Good night.
One of the
Doris
other ones,
Burke gets courtside.
don't. It's not our problem.
That's a long story. We'll tell you off camera.
By the way, one of the better ones we don't have is talking about grass at Rio
Vince
Tinto.
went to pull it. He says it didn't hold up as well.
Oh, that's a bummer.
That was the first one.
That was, yeah.
It's only happened twice. And it's funny because Dane and I always joke that we'll see things like it's their 200th game together. No joke, Dane and I have done over 1,000 games together. As we've been broadcasting together since December of 2005.
I told you basketball's a family game.
Dusty never realized his life was going to change for the worse
No,
that
absolutely not.
winter.
So after Dane was getting done peddling ice cream, I was like, hey, I'm going to help you get an apartment.
I'm like Frank Brickma. He beat me in the minor leagues, and I've been hanging around him ever since.
Hot ice. You heat up the ice cubes.
2005.
Yeah.
Where were you in 2005?
I was walking the halls of Pleasant Grove High School.
Yeah, we were hanging out at the East Center as that ball goes out of bounds. The Holiday Hoops Classic was the first games Dane and I did together. And then we did the Pro Look Challenge, and then off we went.
Yep.
And then we lived at Orem High School, essentially, for like 2 months. Craig Cusick, Tanner Lamb, Timo Valimaki. Goose Kalunky came later. I'll make sure Papa Clunky's still watching. He's not going to text me and get mad. But, yeah, that's where it all began.
Skyline sitting in the zone. Timpview executes the flare baseline screen really, really well. Like that.
Right there. And it's like you coach basketball. It's that shot, but it did not go. Great look. Just didn't get it to drop. Is back down the floor is Bear. Back up top to Njike. On the angle with Groberg. Back to Njike. Tina, I thought she'd go right to the rim and finish that. Here goes Groberg. Patience here from the Eagles. Gets the open look from the corner, blocked away by Ballin. Lena with the block. But nice job in transition defense there from Skyline to get back and not let that be an easy two. Baseline jumper for from Edgington. Baseball pass ahead. Leonard just can't save that one in. And the ball will go back to Timpview. Go ahead, Dane.
You know, it's interesting. Very even first half. Both these teams shooting right around 40%. 5 made threes for Skyline, 4 for Timpview. Both 2 of 2 from the line. Rebounding was a 2 rebounding edge for Skyline. It's been a very, very close ball game. Don't see a lot of those from a 22 seed in the quarterfinal. It's been a good effort tonight from Skyline.
Just in this ball to the corner. Natalia couldn't get that one. Lena with the rebound. Sent back out. Edgington near side to Katie Hansen. Remember last year in the quarters, Katie Hansen came out quickly shooting from the outside. And a little quiet from her tonight. Skip back to Katie, throw into Edgington. 15 on the shot clock for the T-Birds.
My one complaint with shot clock, the full reset.
Yeah, full reset on the violation. There's a steal for Groberg. And Groberg now with 10 points.
Offensive rebounds become killers with the full reset.
But I think part of the full reset is because if we try to go half, how many times we get stopped? To go, 50, 15 or 20.
Yeah.
Because I think Dane pointed that out to me because I said the same thing. Is that ball goes out of bounds from Groberg. If Dane didn't say, I'll give him credit for it. He has an MBA, so he's a lot better at critical thinking than me.
And he won't remember if he said it or not, so he can't verify or deny.
That's positive. That's positive feedback for you.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Or accreditation, there you go. As Ballin brings the ball on your side, Katie Hansen. Ball is online, just kicked off the rim.
Been a quiet night for Katie.
She had to score, right?
Yeah, she hasn't scored.
And it's hard to know the relations for the Hansons. I always like to give the little relation things because you have swimmer Hansons.
I got you. It's Nate Hansen's little sister.
It is Nate Hanson's little sister. See, and I always like to put that in there. But you got the multiple families with the same last name as in GK. Finishes through the contact. And the future Quaker with the +1 opportunity.
And that's where she's zeroing in on, all right, I'm taking this one.
I like the adjustment of where she's getting her touches. First half was all kind of back to the basket, and they've stretched it perimeter, and she's more than capable than taking it off the bounce downhill from three-point line.
And we'll come back for her free throw. 4:29 left in the third. You're watching the 5A quarterfinals. And welcome back in the D Event Center. Dusty Litster, Dane Stewart, and Amy Dore. As okay,
we're
I am
friends.
so nervous about getting it wrong.
We are true friends. Dane, I want you to know that Dusty said he's cutting you out. That I'm his best friend. That I'm his wingman. We even sent back and forth Top Gun gifts. You can't deny that. I have proof.
I have screenshots.
Well,
it's like
not the first friend I had first that Dusty's stolen away, but and there's Timpview ties to the last couple of them, so
I'm trying to think of the
Gus.
Oh, Gus. First of all,
I was friends with Gus first, Dusty.
First of all, there's a Philadelphia connection there. It's a 3 from Natalia does not go. When you go eat at LaForno's, I'll give him back. There's an amazing Stromboli outside.
You hear that, Gus? Dusty's willing to trade you for a silly Philly cheesesteak.
No, Stromboli.
Oh, sorry.
As Tina and GK on the take and the finish, and now she's starting to assert herself, Amy.
Hit enough threes. It's been the recipe for Tina for years of really unselfish play, make people double you, and then she will just go.
And it's amazing, what happens in high school sports, right? That you kind of ebb and flow what kind of talent comes through, and you adjust. If you think back to Maddie Grange as that ball goes out of bounds, where it's a perimeter kind of team, just because what was there, and then Tina comes up like, hey, we're going to recenter it. How fun or difficult or frustrating is that? because it's just how your athlete's going to change.
I don't know. If it's with Skyline, I tend to lose to them in the semis, and I don't ever forgive them, so it's frustrating. Maddie Grange still holds just like this just dart in my heart. I don't know what you said, to be honest. You said Maddie Grange and Skyline, and I just kind of got mad.
I almost asked earlier, and then I was like, no, 'cause that's what I meant. That's when we spoke for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Dane wouldn't remember that. I remember those details.
Whoa. Now, hold on. All right. I can deal with a lot of barbs, but you want to come with that one.
I'm just joking. 3:09 left in the third.
Tina playing a little defense. I know Natalie Williams is watching in Vegas somewhere saying, okay, Tina.
See, Natalie said, I was accrediting her as a McDonald's All-American and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you got that wrong, too.
I know Mike reached out.
We all know it was Arby's.
Mike O'Connor's reached out to Dusty. I love the input. This is wrong. I was like, oh, okay. But I still think she should be. And so, Tina, I dubbed the McDonald's All-American, the most prolific women's basketball player maybe in the state's history with all the WNBA success.
You can't argue that. And now
and Thorne.
Now a WNBA champion as a GM.
That's right. The Aces. She works. Hey, I'm part of Raider Nation. So Mark Davis. Now that he embraced the ball, it looks even better.
Scarier.
Better. New era of life. Vince Francis knows.
You know, I did see a tweet, Dusty, I meant to show you today. I'll have to see if I can't pull that back up.
Please do.
It just came to mind.
Saili on the take. Oh, it just crawled out. They're now on the run with Groberg.
Kim has a really smooth, hezzy move.
Yes, she does. Wide channel basketball failed her on that one.
See, there's one of those references. I have no idea what you just said.
And the three goes for Lauren Johnson. So those of us who are old, the basketball grooves would be way more thin, and then they came out the wide channel basketball. And they were talking about it'd be better grip and better English on the ball.
And it just was, didn't work.
It worked. This channel on this basketball is wider than it used to be. Oh, nice find to Groberg to the rim, and it just stayed in. And again, I thought I might rattle out, but it stays down. And how about this from Skyline, aiming a 16-point lead.
Timpview in trouble. The Eagles starting to fly here at the D Event Center.
Skyline just getting it done on all levels. They hit threes. They're going off the dribble now. They're running out in transition, and it's a really, really confident group. Again, Timpview's just a group of seniors. I expect a push right here in the last minute 44 to kind of build some momentum back. Good time out here. I'd like to see them extend their pressure a little bit, maybe get out in the full court. We saw a turnover in the corner a few possessions ago from Skyline on a skip pass. Just try and force them to make as many aired passes as possible.
So with 1:44 left, down 16, what would be your goal? Do you have a number of, hey, you want to be at 8 at the end of the quarter? Do you have a landmark you're trying to get to?
Single digits. Single digits is a little bit easier to preach in the quarter break of, look, you just pushed half of this lead or whatever, but singles are kind of the mind mark.
It's up top with
this zone giving him problems.
Johnson sends back out Natalia Ballin. No. Tracks down that loose ball over to Edgington. The shot clock will reset. And we'll have a foul here on Johnson. So Lauren Johnson picks up the foul in her first. With just 2 team fouls combined in the third. There's Lena Ballin, back iron. Rebound tracked down.
And I don't have Timpview with a point in this third quarter. I've got 13-0 Skyline third quarter.
Flying. Soaring.
Huh? Yeah.
Where the Eagles fly. Send out Ballin over to Natalia for 3. There you go. Get it down to 13. And now a near steal. And is steal. Over to Saili. And it climbs up and in. +1 as she goes to the line.
Timpview's got a little Mahomes in them. They'll take down some Eagles, and they're not scared.
That's a tight zoom.
It's a setting as 30-second timeout. We're going to take a quarter break here in a second. So I'm going to dare to keep us here. If Dane can keep it all together. But at 52.6 seconds left, nice push and a nice response here from Timpview getting ready to go to the quarter break. Dane?
Yep. You know, it's interesting because you talk about a team that hasn't been able to score in the third quarter, and you get that three, you get the steal. You could get 6 points just like that, and all of a sudden that confidence comes roaring back in the room, right? Whereas start to feel like, getting on some shaky ground. No?
I was making sure I wasn't going to lose it. I was getting my stuff.
I agree with you, Dave.
You were laughing too, by the way. You know, you were throwing Dusty in front of the bus, but you're over here chuckling too.
I was in my own mind keeping my composure. And GK lost that one out of bounds.
See
so
what
ball
I have
back
to
to
work
Timpview.
with? I get all the blame.
Listen, I'm the youngest sibling in my family. I get all the blame for everything. It just is nice.
Young
Switch
siblings
up
get
once
it.
in a while.
Yeah, I'm the 5th to 6th. I totally get it. Is Saili. Fall away. No. Rebound loose. Nalia, or probably that's Saili. And now Edgington sends out to Johnson. Back to Natalia. Ball in. No.
Offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
Lena.
The story of this back half of the quarter.
Here's Edgington, sends it over to Lena Ballin. Lena down the lane. Long two from Johnson goes. Probably Brooke Iyer. So Brooke Iyer knocks it down, and it's a single-digit game with 13 seconds left in the quarter.
Good decision there, right?
Yes.
You don't have to force it.
Always take the last shot, especially with the lead.
And GK sends out three. Yes! How about the answer there for Abby Leonard? Her third three of the day as we go to the fourth quarter. Skyline leads 43-31. You're watching the 2023 5A quarterfinals on your online home for state championships, KSLSports.com. So welcome back into the D Event Center. Start of the fourth quarter. Dusty Lister, Dane Stewart, Amy Dore. And if you got a missionary, you're getting ready to go out. If it's mission call open season coming up, if you got a missionary getting ready to go out to the mission field, go to Modern Missionary to get outfitted. If you go to the website and register, you get a free shirt and washable tie. Again, I want to thank Modern Missionary for partnering with KSL Sports Rewind.
When Skyline's starting with the basketball after making that three, can really make it hurt.
If Timpview can make defense their offense, they'll be okay.
All right, now you're talking crazy. Make defense offense, you know.
Oh, ball in, nice find, and that one stays down for Brooke Iyer. Beautiful pass.
That counts. That's a one and done. We'll call that transition. It's secondary transition, but that's defense turning into offense.
Fans are looking at the feet. It's not the feet. Does it come back the other way? Ball in, gets into Johnson. That's a heads-up play by Lena Ballin. Get the body contact, and she'll go to the line.
That's the thing with Skyline, right? Sometimes you get these lower seeds, and you're in prime position, and you think, man, we've done it. Well, you still got 8 minutes, right? Like, there's still a lot of time in this game. Can't lose focus. Got to keep doing what you've been doing to get here. And, look, I like Timpview still applying the pressure. Coach, you talked about it. They're not going to peel off, right? So still trying to get extra possessions in this game, get some extra turnovers.
There's this phenomenon in coaching that no lead ever feels safe, especially in the playoffs. You're up 25, doesn't matter. You're still tight.
Especially with how prevalent the three ball has become.
Thanks, Steph.
Yeah, absolutely. The most impactful player in generation is the three. Groberg, no. And now,
Tina maybe got away with one.
Yep.
yeah, it may have been a loose ball foul gone by the wayside as Saili comes back, draws the foul, and Saili is going to go to the line as Groberg can be a little slow to get up.
Yeah, went right into the stanchion there.
There feels like a more concerted effort to be aggressive towards the rim, right? Like free throws, stop clock, take advantage. Timpview's made some good adjustments to start this fourth.
Remember, it was a 16-point game at one point.
And I mean, so, you know, Coach, let me ask you this. Skyline, I think, has shot the ball from the outside very well today.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go inside? Because Timpview just the one foul. I mean, do you give it back to him, right? If Timpview's saying, hey, we're going to make officials make calls and get to the line, if you're Skyline, do you take the same approach?
I think you do, because the approach should be put the ball in the hands of your best player and put the ball in the hands of the kid who has done this a million times. And so that's Tina's wheelhouse. Give it to Tina, clear out.
And that's
she
where
plays off two so well. She finishes so well.
You know, does the mindset prevail of I've made 4, I'm going to make my 5th, right? Because I've been on tonight, and I mean,
As
we'll
far as
find
shooters
out.
go?
Yeah.
I
Like,
mean, if
being
I'm-
willing to give up that open 3 because you want to work it into Tina or into the paint.
Nah, if I'm a guard, I'm letting it fly.
And Leonard, that goes in and out. Backside board to Okoro.
If I'm a coach, I'm saying dump it in. But if it's me, I'm letting it fly.
See, and I'd bench you.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Amy.
That's such an old school mindset.
No,
we
no,
talked
no.
about this yesterday.
No. I don't bench her after a turnover. Just after a shot I don't like, Dusty.
That's
Come on.
We talked about this yesterday. Such an. I forget which coach we were with.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And I'll blend in together at the moment as Ballin goes find baseline, or probably find up the key. Saili can't get it. Rebound taken by Okoro.
A couple big plays in a row from Okoro.
Yeah.
Johnson on the run. Lauren Johnson turns that one over. Ballin with the steal. Natalia sends that ahead.
Kind of got caught. Just had to get rid of it to prevent a different kind of turnover.
Probably would have preferred the dead ball one, but no consequence yet.
Saili back over to Lena Ballin. Nice hands by.
Skyline guards doing a great job keeping them in
Yeah.
front. Lulu tips that one out.
10 seconds left in the shot clock. Saili, she's asking for a screen from Edgington. Sends to the corner. 3 on the way. No for Brooke Iyer. As she sends it back out, Lena with the fresh shot clock. Try to go a little pocket pass, turns it over. Bear on the run.
Slow it up, right?
That was a point guard play. Good choice. Here's the scary territory for both teams. Of if you're Coach White, it's can we make patient reads but stay aggressive and not just 20 seconds and give the ball back to where there's an aggressive push. And if you are Timpview, it's the scary territory of can we be aggressive but take shots that are efficient and not force things.
And you see right there, you want to go at Njike. That was very much like I don't have time. Well, time for this. Tee it up, put it away. But interesting too, right? Because if you're Skyline, there isn't time that you can lose that rhythm, right?
Exactly.
You got to run your stuff. Quickly in, Ballin, short on the 3, and Njike with the rebound. She had 3 boards at the half. I think she's up well above that here in the second half.
Lauren Gustin-esque the second half.
Hey, you know where she committed out of high school and went?
Idaho.
Yes.
But guess what? Did she play there?
No.
No.
It's because she didn't have the new arena. That's what it was.
Yeah, she was playing in the Memorial Gym. I mean,
And cafeteria. As they throw that one inside to Okoro, and that ball gets taken away by Timpview.
which is actually a really cool venue, but it is not a good basketball facility.
And a full timeout on the floor. 4:15 left in the fourth. You're watching the 5A quarterfinals on KSLSports.com. .4:15 left in the fourth quarter. A little semisonic about ready to start playing. It's closing time coming up here pretty soon as we're nearly halfway through the fourth quarter. As Timpview trailing by 9, drop that ball inside to Naliai. Naliai goes at NGK, no. Did not hit the rim. They did reset the shot clock though, and the board and bucket goes for Brooke Iyer.
Drop step over right shoulder, her bread and butter.
A dangerous pass to find that ball to NGK. And I think biggest thing here for Skyline, we talked about earlier, is just not tensing up here and slowing down to such a pace where you lose rhythm and you're not being aggressive. As they throw that into Groberg, and it's a turnover, and the ball will go back to Timpview.
You're okay if you're Coach White right now if possessions end with shots. Like, they just need to stay aggressive and loose enough that they're shooting the ball more than they are turning the ball over.
And now for Timpview, who would you turn to? Amy, who are you running plays for at the moment?
Brooke Iyer, and then let her make reads.
Is me ball in for 3, no, rebound in GK.
The 3 ball has just stopped falling.
And I'm actually surprised because I feel like their guards have started to penetrate too. So to settle for that shot, that's a tough one.
And GK sends in the corner Okoro. Tina, the doubles come from behind, and Tina and GK. Nifty move and great finish with the offhand. Kate Hansen couldn't get that one to go.
See, and that's where that's way too quick, right? Because you have no players in a rebounding position. Everyone's on the outside.
You love it if it goes in.
Yeah.
A no, yes is in GK. +1.
There you go. Timpview makes the push. Tina, a couple possessions she puts on her back, and we're back to a double-digit lead.
Preston just told me he wanted to get the celebration and he missed that one. So great finish through the contact there for Tina.
How many threes are we at for the game?
I don't know. I can't.
I feel like I'm close.
No, they blew you over. Skyline blew
Wait,
you
we
over.
haven't hit threes in a minute, either side.
Well, so they had 5 in the first half, and I've got 2 players with 3 here. So that's 7. There might be well, no, Tina's not going to have one. So, yeah, that would be 7 for Skyline. And Timpview had, I think, 4 at the half. And let's see, Ballin, I think, has 1. So, yeah, you might be right on 7-5. So, so then.
So they both win.
Well, according to you, yeah, this is, they both advance.
There we go. I'll hand out the medals.
Yeah. Remind you, we have one. Well, let's see. This is Game 5. We have 3 more quarterfinals coming up today. I want to get your thoughts on these, Amy. It was Highland and Bountiful. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. The Harveys.
So many skilled players on both of those squads. Of just people that you've been rooting for a really long time. Like, yeah, Jordan Harvey, go get one.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Longy, go get one. Like, I've been a fan of just really competitive athletes in the state, and they've been really good for the girls' game in the state. And so that one's a doozy. That one will be fun.
As hopefully Cecilia Olival wears the right number. A couple years ago, she was not.
Yeah.
I don't forget. Timpanogos and Springville.
Oh, the Red Devils. Can we go back to back to back?
I mean, it'd be 4 straight trips to the state championship if they can get there.
All I know is that I want to be a Red Devil.
They think everybody wants to be Red Devil too. So inside of 2:25 left in the fourth.
Baseline flare for the pop out.
Ballin can't get that one to go. Natalia can't find the range on this one as Leonard fouled up the sideline.
Remember 2 minutes ago, Timpview was getting all those offensive rebounds?
Yeah.
Everything right now being cleaned up by Skyline.
We got within 7, and since then it's been, I think they haven't scored. I'm not sure it was 45. It was 45-38.
And what, 14 points in the second half?
Yeah. Yep. Good defense, but then Naliai picks up the foul.
Which, go for it. You have 4 fouls. You be as aggressive as you possibly can right now, particularly early in shot clock. like before there's a full reset, like just all out right now.
And not only that, you have 2 to give. So, absolutely. Inbound into GK. Yeah, she stepped across.
I didn't think I thought she got rid of it before.
No, she stepped across and then passed
and then
it.
got back.
Okay.
Preston, do you have it? No.
I don't know if I was Doris Burke in sideline, I could have seen a little better.
That's a lot of equipment and a lot of wires. As send up to Iyer. Oh, wow. I kept waiting for a whistle, not being the which possession, but it'll stay with Timpview, trailing by 12 with 1:57 left in the fourth. Come near side, Katie Hansen drops it inside to Naliai. Naliai add in GK. She stayed vertical. Iyer gets on the backside and able to bank it in. Timpview only with 1 timeout left in unless the logo's covering one up.
We've got 2 on ours.
Okay.
I'm trusting ours.
So remember, the clock will not stop on a made bucket. Okuro underneath. She made some big plays in the first half and a big one there.
She has been great off the bench today.
Yeah, I've got her with 7 points.
Couple big offensive reboards. She's been good.
Great in support.
In the corner, Katie Hansen, no. And the rebound back out to her. Second chance opportunity. I don't know if that was a shot attempt or trying to get that ball into Iyer. But the ball will stay here with Timpview.
Are you guys going for any bucket right now, or are we trying to get 3 balls?
I'm any bucket.
I think right now you got to take 3s. It's a 12-point ball game, 1:10 left.
I just want some positivity and maybe get a +1.
I think there have been a couple possessions inside where they haven't called fouls. They've let it go.
Yeah, that one I'm pulling.
Balling way outside, and Lena saves it in. And it's Saili a little too strong along the baseline. Here comes a run out for Skyline. Oh, as Lena Ballin is going to give that foul to Abby Leonard.
And that's a scary one there. I'm curious to see how they'll officiate this and they're going to talk about it. Is there a play on the ball? And I think
on that front side there was.
It's hard to tell. There's a lot of contact into that back, and it being close to that wall. I'm curious how they'll call this. They will give the intentional.
Intentional foul, so free throws and possession.
And I think the challenge is because I think even Coach Steed is saying, hey, she's going for the ball. And it's like, all right, well, then go for the ball. The contact through the back, I think, is what is the dangerous situation there.
Sure, the momentum carrying
Right. And almost the accessory to adding to that, right? It's one where I wouldn't have had a problem with a common foul or an intentional. I was just curious to see where they went.
And where we all win is that we're not spending 5 minutes looking at it, frame by frame.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
The purity of high school sports.
We're not doing one of these numbers. Giving a little wag. That's a home run call.
And the worst thing is that now you have people who are like, well, look, just call it one way because we can always go watch it on TV and review it. And it's like, oh.
Hey, sometimes it's good. The Super Bowl, it was tough. But on the second scoop and score. As it gets out into GK with 52 seconds left. And, I would say Skyline doesn't need to really do anything. They got to force Timpview to come out and get them at 14-point lead. In GK inside, Okuro lays it in. We talked about 4:16 left, closing time, and that's what Skyline has done.
very
efficiently well. They didn't settle for the long ball. That was your answer. They attacked the rim.
How about the second half? 29-16 second half for the Eagles.
Wow. Like I said, this game got within 7. I thought, well, this could get interesting. And from that point, Skyline has really settled in, not even just defensively. They boarded really well, but on the offensive side, Amy, they have been extremely efficient.
It's a formula that's tested as old as time. Get the ball in your best players' hands, calm everybody down, see the ball go through the hoop a couple times, and then right now it's been overplay Tina, backdoor, layups, transition, and it just goes.
And I mean, yeah, Tina's had 15. I've got her with 15, but you could argue it's the other plays that have been great from her tonight because Groberg with 12, Leonard with 13, Okoro with 9. It's been her sharing the rock and not having to go feel like I got to get my 22.
Super well-rounded.
Right.
And that's to get deep in the playoffs, you have to be well-rounded like that. It's really hard to have one kid just go off for 40. Like, you just don't really see that a ton.
As Groberg at the line, she's done really well knocking down threes. She's played strong in the second half. And as you guys said, it was a tale as old as time. You got the best player run the offense through her. And for Tina, let her do her thing, too. She sees the floor well, makes the right decisions. And then came back and played good defense. As it's a 15-point advantage. Is Skyline going to go back for the semifinals for the first time in a few years here for the Skyline Eagles?
First time since they made me cry a couple times.
I wasn't bringing it up. As the lead hits the three, wingmen don't do that to other wingmen.
That's right, and we are wingmen.
Skyline going back to the semis. A double-digit seed. Could they be the American Fork of this year's tournament? American Fork boys last year were an 11 seed. Skyline double-digit seed. They're one game away from the state championship game.
The way they played today, defensively they didn't make a ton of errors as a group, right? And if you can just be really solid in your team defense, I don't know that you can count on 8 threes a game, but the rest of their game was really put together, and why not?
Dane, your final thoughts on selection of a player of the game?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think, look, it's always tough. In this Timpview program, it had so many multi-year starters, and to fall short in the quarters, that's hard. But look, the Skyline team is playing the right way, the right time, 22 seed, heading to the semifinals. And look, player of the game, I don't want to give one. Because it's like, you know, you can argue Tina, but it was Cammie hitting big shots and free throws. It's Okora hitting big shots put away. Leonard with the 3-ball. I mean, can we just say Skyline as a team? Because it really was a team effort, and they all made unselfish plays, shared the ball, executed as a unit to overcome Timpview and advance.
We could do that.
If you want to pick one, you're welcome. I don't.
We own editorial
It's like I don't know where to go.
Yeah, I'll just go with the three-headed monster. I'll pull a Dane. I'll go three-headed monster.
Right.
Tina and GK, Abby Leonard, and Cammie Groberg. Thought they were outstanding.
Yeah.
That's threes. That's everything. You know, I think you throw in a Coral, but we'll go with those three. We don't go beyond three. But Coral gets an honorable mention as our player of the game. But
Yeah.
Amy, terrific job. So much fun having you on. For Vince Francis, Dane Stewart, Amy Doré, I'm Dusty Litster. Thanks for joining us, for watching KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of the 2023 5A quarterfinals on your online home for state championships, KSLSports.com.